Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel, the RF Field Tech. My name is Don, amateur call sign KE5ADX. And the purpose of my channel is to take my almost 30 years experience in the RF industry, bring that into the amateur radio field. So I want to talk today about maintenance. I'm going to talk about maintaining your cables, all your cables, your hand mics, your RF cables, your charge cables, just any cable that you have that you should do maintenance on. It's something we don't talk about, it's something we overlook, it's something we don't think about, but it's something we really need to. And in another video I'll talk about your antennas, and in another video I'll talk about your masts and your grounding equipment. And I'll just go through all the maintenance stuff that you should really be doing at least, at a minimum, once a year. Except for you soda and POTA guys, I would recommend you do it at least once a month, or check it every time before you go out, because you're putting this thing up in a tree and you can get nicks and scrapes and cracks. So without further ado, let's get started. So what does it look like when you don't do maintenance on your equipment? Because this is kind of important, because when you don't do maintenance, you can get equipment that looks like this. This is the hand mic for my 2-meter 440 Yaesu FT 7100M. Got out of being a radio operator for a while. I stuck all my gear in a metal filing cabinet out in the garage out here in this Texas heat and cold, and just through the years that's what happened, because I didn't do maintenance on it. And I know better, I really do. And I mean, you can see how this just flakes off from the dry rot that it's gotten over the years. And I've had complaints already. I actually set this stuff back up, used this mic. I have not got a replacement for it yet, but I used this mic, and people were complaining about noise coming on it and dropping out, and that's why I'm getting RFI off of this hand mic, and it's something you really need to pay attention to. So I would recommend getting some silicone gel from your auto dealership, because what the silicone will do is it'll weatherproof it, as well as keeping it from getting the nicks and scratches. And I'd apply it with my hands, because you'll be able to feel the nicks, the cuts, the gouges, the dry rot. You'll be able to feel that with your hands, and you can gauge whether or not that needs to be replaced as you go along. What a good cable would look like when it's maintained, it's kept in climate control, would be like this. This is a 50 ohm. Yes, this little thing is 50 ohms. It's like an Elmar 240, but it's made by Hubner Sooner out of Switzerland. I don't get paid by them. I'm not. That's just something I had laying around. Just thought I'd show it as to what it looks good. I would even recommend using it on your charge cables. This is for my headset, which takes a USB-C cable. I have the one that goes to my battery, which is just a general Bluetooth charger. I would use it on that, just to keep it so it's supple. It doesn't break. It doesn't get brittle. And that's something we should do. Like I said, at least once a year, if not more often. It's up to you how often you do it. I would recommend twice a year. And if you want, you can go over to 100 Watts and a Wire. Christian Cud, I'm going to mutilate his last name. Christian Kudsnick. He does a summer tune-up, or a spring tune-up, where he has you go out and do maintenance on your stuff after the winter, and then it's a big contest, see how many contacts you can make. And he does one in the fall as well. Like I said, soda and POTA, a little more often, at least once a month. Me personally, I would really do it every time I go out, or before I went out, like the night before when you're packing everything up. Go ahead and throw some quick silicone on there, feel it up, because you're sticking this thing up in trees, and it's, people are walking into it, and it's getting just all kinds of stepped on and whatnot. So you'll want to make sure that you're not getting breaks or anything, because that'll affect your SWR. When your SWR is bad, you don't get your contacts. When you don't get your contacts, you don't get your awards. So I just wanted to reach out today with this short little video talking about maintenance of your cables. I don't have any silicone with me, otherwise I'd show you that. I might have some in another video. And when I talk about your antenna masts and your poles, your carbon fiber poles, those I wouldn't use just bare hands on, because if you've ever gotten fiberglass or any of that in your fingers, I really wouldn't recommend it. I don't want it. So Until next time, if you like this video, smash that thumbs up, hit subscribe, leave some comments. I do reply, and I'll see you next time around. 73.